I used to say to myself all the time, tell myself that, I knew that things with music were going to work out because I knew that the only person that had to give up on me was me, and I'm way too stubborn to give up on me. So things were going pretty well, actually, right before the pandemic. Things I had started to realize my dreams. I had moved to Nashville. I signed a record deal. My music was being streamed all over the world. And I just landed a stadium tour across Canada. It was all very, very exciting. When I heard about the pandemic happening, I had a feeling that this was going to last a little bit longer than a few months. And I had a feeling it was going to be a couple years. At least for my music career anyways. I had also quickly realized that I had a record deal that was not going the way I'd hoped it was going. I think the team that I had surrounded myself with maybe had a different vision than the vision that I had. And so all within the matter of a couple weeks, both my wife and I kind of realized that our businesses were crashing down, and decided to move back to move back to Canada and leave the city that we love and wait it out and kind of reevaluate. So that was really, really tough. I know the pandemic has been tough on pretty much everybody in some way or another. This is just my story, but so we decided to do something really cool. We sold all of our stuff basically, and we built this van and moved into it. We traveled all over Canada playing shows. But the curveballs kept coming, really. The restrictions got so tough that we could barely even play outside for anybody. So one day in December, as we were thinking about what to do next, we found out we were pregnant. The best news that I think either of us have ever gotten. And it has changed our life in so many wonderful ways. It's definitely been the best thing to come out of this pandemic. But it made me reevaluate everything. The only thing more important to me than music is my family, and making sure that is, my family life is number one. And so, as things with music were struggling, I never thought I'd be in this position, but I stopped, believing in me, really. I started to question every day whether or not this is something I wanted to keep doing. How am I going to, if I have to travel a lot, or if how am I going to make sure that family is number one, and that I want to be a great husband and a great dad, and how am I going to make sure that this happens while continuing to chase music? And when you put a lot of time, energy, money, blood, sweat, and tears into something, and it's not working out, you start to question whether or not it's just a reckless decision. So there were a lot of days in a row where I'd wake up and I'd ask myself, is this something that I want to keep doing? Until one day I had the realization that, how am I going to teach my son to chase his dreams, and encourage him to chase his dreams, if I don't have the courage to chase my own dreams? So I made the decision that I'm going to keep going. And, it wasn't without having a really supportive and loving wife and family and friends and fans as well. Every one of you guys has been fantastic. And all those reasons are the reasons that I do music, and that even when things are seeming really, really tough, the reason that I want to keep going. So the good news is I'm not going anywhere. And I'm really excited for what's coming next. So check out part 3 to hear more about that.